Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
How are you, everybody? Okay?
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam. Good. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Nih, before we start, do you have anything from last class? Any problem with the questions from previous classes? Okay, semua good, eh? All right. Okay, I give you I already, what do you call it, started the classroom. So make sure everyone now, okay, the link, I already put the link according to your section that is in the iTalim. And join the classroom. And I give you homework number 1. Okay, this is homework number 1. Now for the homework number 1, the question, okay, wait, I will share first the screen so that I can write down the questions. Okay, I give you one question. I already have a question. Okay. There. Okay, this is assignment 1. You do question 1 is 1.3, question number 38. And then question 2, 1.6, question number 26. Okay. This is based on the 11th edition. So if you have a different edition, make sure, probably some of the questions, they are labeled as different number. So make sure you don't do the number, okay? You do the question as per the question in 11th edition. So I give you the question. Question 26 in the 11th edition. This is about the college sweatshirts, okay, the college. So make sure you do this question, okay, regardless of the number. College logo sweatshirts, okay. So that is on question number sweatshirts. So that is number 26. Okay, do that question. If you have a different edition, probably the number of the question may be 25 or 27 or 28, whatever. If it is a different question number, then you do this question, all right? That question number 2. Now for the question number 1, 1.3, number 38. Number 38, question there yang macam ni. Yang passing through the point 10, 2. Okay? 10, 2 and another point, 8, 7. So make sure you answer that question. Okay, so I want everybody to answer the same question. If people have different editions of the book. Okay, so you do these questions per group. I want only one submission. Okay, so one group, one submission. You don't have to submit for everyone. And then I need one person to write. Okay, one person write the thing, and then he will submit. He or she will submit. Okay, one person write. Now, when you do that in the group, you put the names, okay? Put your names and your metric number, and then you say there the name metric number, and then the name the person who write, you say that this is the, you say that prepared by, okay, prepared by one of the person, okay. Okay, that's number one, number two. Okay, so what I would like you to do next is that you take turn. Okay, so you do it alternately. So if you write the first homework, the second homework your friend will write, but you have to discuss, okay? Discussion must be done. When you do the homework, you discuss, and then one person write. It's difficult, because now we are online. So what we do, one person write, and then the next homework you take turn. All right. So do it alternately. If you write now, okay, you write the first homework. The second homework, I want another person to write, to prepare. So do it alternately, so that the work will be distributed nicely. And then you submit through the classroom. Okay, submit in classroom. Don't submit anything anywhere else. Okay, submit to classroom. And if you have a problem, notify me. And then the due date, this is you can submit anytime, but the latest would be Saturday, 5 p.m. Now you can submit anytime before that. All right, that will be the deadline. Okay, deadline is Saturday, 5 p.m. Okay, clear? Any question? Boleh? All right. So that is the homework. I will do today is we were going to the other application. We were talking about the market equilibrium, demand, supply, and then we were talking about the demand function. Okay, the demand function or the supply function, which can be written as P function of X, or in the book they use Q. So probably we will use Q, or we can use the quantity as a function of the price. So demand function, supply function, we can write in terms of either way. Now, if you look at the section 1.6, we have the law of demand. So I want you to look at that law of demand, and the law of supply. Now, when we talk about the law of demand, the demand function would be specified as Q function of the price. Okay, Q function of the price. Of course, given that, you can write the inverse function. You'll get P as a function of the quantity. So you have the price in terms of Q. You can always write Q in terms of P, or you have Q in terms of P. You can write P in terms of Q. So either way, all right. Now, if you look at the law of demand, the demand function will be like this: Q function of P. So if you look at the law of demand, what does the law of demand say? As price increase, then what happens to the quantity demanded? The quantity demanded will what? Will decreases. Decrease. So if you look at this relation, as price increase, so the first variable that change is the price. Okay, the price increase, and then the quantity will decrease. So if we go by this relation, then the functional relation will be Q function of P. Okay, because we say that the price increase, quantity decrease. So functionally, it is Q function of P. So in terms of the law of demand, all right, the demand function is the relation Q function of P. Okay, all right. Similarly, for the law of supply, if you have the law of supply, what does it say? It says as the price goes up, okay, as price increases, what about the quantity supplied?
Increase also.
The price, the quantity supplied will increase. So therefore, you have the price goes up, Q goes up. So the functional relation for this law will come from Q as a function of P. All right, Q function of P, then you have that relation. Because the one that changed first is the price. It's not the quantity that changed first. So price is the independent variable, Q is the dependent variable. Of course, from here, you can always write P as a function of Q, or if you have P function of Q, you can rewrite it Q in terms of P. So they are equivalent. Okay, just which variable you put as independent, which variable you put as independent. Okay, all right. So if you put the Q as the dependent variable, then graphically it will be different than what we had earlier. Or you know what you can do? Okay, what you can do is you write the function P in terms of Q. Okay, you write P in terms of Q for the supply and for the demand. Then what we have would be this diagram. Okay, where P is a vertical axis. P vertical axis here. Q or X is in the horizontal axis. So you just rewrite P as a function of Q. Or, okay, I'm giving you another perspective. We can draw a diagram using the price as the horizontal axis, and then Q here, vertical axis. So we got the same thing. Here you got the demand, and then I got the supply. Here you got Q as a function of P, and here the supply is Q as a function of P. So same thing. I got the equilibrium price, and then I got the equilibrium quantity. Okay, all right. So that is the thing that I would like to clarify, because you know, if you look at the book, normally we are talking about the concept or the relation price as the independent variable, Q as the dependent variable. So therefore, we have to be consistent with the concept, the economic concept and the mathematical concept. So let's look at example number 5. So I want you to look at example number 5, where we are going to get the demand function and you get the supply function. So please read the example number 5, and then we will come up with the demand function and then the supply function. Okay, go ahead, do number 5. Read number 5. You don't have to look at the solution, just read the problem. Okay, the problem, the first part. Okay, you got it? So here you have a market equilibrium problem. So you have the demand, okay? You have the demand function, and then you have the supply function. Now, who are the buyers? Who are the demanders here?
Wholesalers.
The wholesalers.
The manufacturer.
No,
The
no.
manufacturer.
The demanders, the people who buy. Okay, the people who buy is not the group of wholesalers will buy if the price. So the wholesalers is the buyer. Okay, so the demanders or the demand will come from whom? From the wholesalers. Okay. And then the supply, that means the suppliers. Who are the suppliers? The manufacturers. So here, the demand and the supply involve two, two sides of the market. One is the consumers, or here, the one consumers or the buyers, and the firms, right? The firms or the sellers are the manufacturers. So here, it's not involving consumers and firms. It involves a little bit more, the level of the market. So sometimes the market is not as simple as consumers and the firm. So if you look at here, you have the manufacturer, correct? Manufacturer, they will sell to whom? They will sell to the wholesalers. And the wholesalers will sell to whom? If you look at the level of the market in the reality. So who is the wholesalers selling to? Next level. Retailer. Okay. And then the retailer will sell to the final consumers. So, in this example, it involves different level of the market. The manufacturer is the suppliers. The wholesalers is the demanders. That is 2 levels. And then the next level, the wholesalers will become the supplier. The retailers now become the demanders. The next level, the retailers will become the suppliers. The final consumers will be the demanders. But normally, normally this example is quite complicated. But normally, in our cases, in economics or, in other questions, we'll just simplify. We just have the consumers. Okay, the consumers, which are the buyers. And then you have the firms. Okay, the firms, the sellers. So the firms will sell directly to the consumers. So the firm is sometimes retailer. Okay, sometimes it's just anybody that will sell. Okay, just we call it the firm. Can be the manufacturer. Okay, the manufacturer sell directly to the consumers. So as long as you have what? 2 sides of the market. One is the buyer, which are the demanders, and then the other is the sellers, okay, the supplier, or we call it the firm. So if you look at this example, you have the buyers, the wholesalers, the sellers are the manufacturers because the wholesaler buy. Okay, from that example, you will see, okay, you can see who demand because how they put the relationship between the price and the quantity, whether you sell or you buy, that will determine who are the buyers, who are the sellers, all right? So if you look at the example here, you are talking about what? The product is quantity. What is the quantity? The dryers, okay? The product is dryers in terms of units. Okay, that's the quantity. Now, what is the price? The price is in dollars per unit. So now you know the quantity, you know the price, we know the units, all right? So if you look at the relationship, you see here, if the price is 200, the demand or the wholesalers will buy 50. So from that statement, which variable is the independent variable? Which variable is the dependent variable?
What's that? Apa?
Which one is the independent? Which one is the independent? Which one is the dependent from the relationship then?
Quantity independent, price dependent.
No.
Quantity.
Price independent.
Price independent because they say if price is 200, then what is the quantity they buy? they will buy 50. So now if P, all right, if P is 200, then the quantity is 50. So therefore, what you have is the demand function, Q as a function of P. Okay. So here, to be consistent with the concept, all right, Q as a function of P. So when you take the points, all right, when you take the points, if you can see this example, you are given 2 points. So the points we write as PQ, all right, PQ. So the first point, you call it Q1, P1. What is it? It's 30, no, the price 200. What is the quantity? 50.
50.
Okay. And then you are given the second point. If the price is 300, so call it P2Q2. Then what is the demand? The demand is 30. So here you got 330. So as you can see here, the price goes up, 200 to 300. What about the demand? Demand go down. So you from these 2 points, you can also already, we can already see the relationship. The price increases, the quantity demanded go down. Okay, so if you have these 2 points and then the price increases, the quantity also increase, that means something wrong. Huh? Okay, that is not the demand. All right. So make sure we understand the demand. They are moving in different direction. Or if you can say, you can also have when the price decreases, the quantity demanded will go up. So I think I need to mention that as well. So we go back to the law of demand. All right. Here, as the price increased, the quantity demanded decreased. But we can also have a situation where the price decreases. So if the price decreases, what about the quantity demanded? Oh yeah, I forgot the demanded. The quantity demanded will what? Will increase. Okay, will increase. That means the Q will decrease. Okay, so when the price goes down, quantity goes up. So they have inverse relation. Similarly, for the supply, all right, similarly for the supply, if the price decreases, okay, if the price decreases, then what happened to the quantity supply? Quantity supply
Decrease
decrease. Okay, so decrease. So they have their relationship is direct. They have same direction. Okay, so that's the relationship. So now we have the 2 points, right? We have the 2 points, and we already specify the functional relation. So the independent variable is the price, dependent variable is the Q. So now we can get the demand function. So we just follow how to get the supply, the function given 2 points. All right. So given 2 points, number one, what you do is you get the slope. All right. What is the slope? Or I may write down here, Q is equal to MP plus B. Okay, so you need to find the M, you need to find the B. And M, okay, for demand function must be negative. So you got M equal to Y2 minus Y1 divided by X2 minus X1. So here you got the dependent variable Q. So you got Q1, Q2 minus Q1, P2 minus P1. Okay, all right. So substitute, then what we have would be what? Would be equal to what is Q2? Q2 is 30. And then Q1 is 50. Then by the prices, the price is what? 300 minus 200.
100.
Betul? Betul? So you got negative 20 over 100. So I got negative 20 over 100. So cancel that out. That will be 1 negative 1 over 5. Negative 1 over 5. Negative 1 over 5 apa? Negative 1 over
Negative
0.2.
0.2. Okay, negative 1 over 5 or negative 0.2. You got that slope already. So you find what? We find the constant. So to find that B, what do? We substitute. Okay, we substitute into Y. So now you have already Y equal to negative 0.2 X. So now kita bukan Y. Y is the general thing. So we are going to use the demand function. Substitute into Q. And you know Q is equal to negative 0.2P plus B. So you need to find B. Substitute what? Ini pun tebang apa? Tergantung aja ni. You have to substitute. No, before that. Kita belum lagi. We go step by step. Sorry. Saya terompak. Okay, so we have what? We have Q equal to negative 0.2P plus B. Okay, now you need to find that B. So find B, substitute either point, okay? So let's say P1, Q1 equal to 200, no, not 200, 300, and, oh no, Q1, 200, sorry. I didn't see, because I cannot see the other page. So I can turn back. So 250 into the demand function, into Q. So now you substitute because you need to find B. So what you have? You have Q, which is 50, equal to negative 0.2 P. Now P is equal to 200 plus B. Okay, so negative 0.2 times 200, you bring it to the left, to the left, then you will have B. So what is B? Okay, somebody has calculator. Can you find it? What is B? You multiply 0 and 200.
90.
20.
90.
90.
90.
You bring there, you bring to the right, you get 90. So the demand function is Q equal to negative 0.2 P plus 90. Okay, so if you look at the book, they use P function of Q. All right, so what you can do, you inverse the function. You will have Q as a function of P. So what you will get the same function as given in the book. Okay. Now the reason why I write Q in terms of P, because I want to be consistent with the relationship. Okay. Because when we relate Y and X, the X is the independent variable. Y dependent. That means X change, and then what happened to Y? So similarly here, the first variable that changes is the price. So therefore, the price is the independent variable. You will have to make it this way. Okay, but of course, after that, you can rewrite. You can rewrite as P function of Q. Sorry. You can write P as a function of Q. So you'll get, okay? So you get the same thing as what you give it that. So what I would like you to do, this one homework, okay? You go home, just rewrite it to see whether do we get the same function as in the book or not, okay? When you write P in terms of Q. Okay, any question, anything? So now you get the supply function. Okay, the supply function is equal to what? The supply function is for the manufacturers. So you are also given 2 points. Okay, so given 2 points, call it P1, Q1. So you can see that point from the information there. The manufacturer is willing to supply 20 if the price is 210. So in other words, if the price is 210, the supply is 20. Okay, and then I have P2Q2, which is equal to what? If the price is 230, the quantity is 30. So 230, and then you got 30. So here, you will see price increase, quantity increase. Okay, all right. So now I want you to find the supply. Okay, do it quickly. First, you find the M. Okay, after you got the M, substitute, find that B. Okay, do it now, quickly. Use the slope formula, and then get the slope, and then we will get the B. Okay, I give you 5 minutes. I think maybe 5 minutes, too much. 3 minutes. Okay, do it quickly. Okay, you got the slope.
0.5.
Okay, 1/. Okay.
Semua dapat 0.5.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, good. So you will get 0.5. Okay, so the slope should be 0.5. If you don't, maknanya balik kau buat balik semula. Bukan balik, kat rumah kau habis kelas buat. So you got M. Okay, you work out what we were doing. And now I just give the answer based on what you got. It will be 0.5. Now you substitute again. Okay, you use either P1, Q1 or P2, Q2, you know, whichever your choice is to get the B. So if you do that, what do you get for B?
Negative 85.
Negative 85.
Ah,
Kena confirm dulu. Somebody else, you got 85 ke negative 85 ke tak?
Yes,
Sir.
85.
Sama.
Okay.
Okay. So now you got the supply function. Q equal to 0.5 P minus 85. So what I want you to do, you go home, you write the function P in terms of Q. And what you will get, you should get macam dalam buku. Okay? So our exercise is just to know, okay, for us to know that demand function, supply function, it can be written as P in terms of Q or Q in terms of P, right? But if you look at the way that we write it down, it's Q in terms of P. Okay, so now you want to find the equilibrium. So you will know for equilibrium, the demand equals supply. So that is the condition. Okay, you must write that condition. Otherwise, how do you get the equilibrium demand equal to supply? So you have to write this thing first. Okay, demand equal to supply. And therefore, what do I get? I get the demand, which is equal to negative 0.2p plus 90. So negative 0.2p plus 90 equal to 0.5p minus 85. So you bring the prices to one side, the quantity to one side. So what I get is 0.7p. Okay, you bring that p to the other side. You got then you bring it to the other side. So that will be 90. Kita buat konsisten lah. So I can use another step. That's fine. So you bring the prices to the one side. So you got 0.5p plus 0.2p equal to, I think I will ascribe the proper step. Okay, I go back a little bit. So you got 90 plus 85 equal to 0.5p plus 0.2p. So you got 0.7p equal to 175. Is that right? So P is equal to 175 divided by 0.7. Betul ke tak betul ni? Betul tak?
Betul.
Cuba. Okay, bagi berapa dapat? Berapa dapat price?
250.
250. So if you look at the price, it's 250. And then you put into the demand on the supply to get the quantity. Right? To get Q, you can substitute into either. Substitute P, all right, equal to 250 into what? Okay, you choose into the demand or into supply. Well, I will take the supply. Okay, or you use demand function. That's good. So if you put into supply, okay, I want you to put into the supply. What do you get? Okay, some people put into the demand. Okay, I think kita buat so that we can see, do we get the, the quantity very near to each other or exactly the same? Okay, so sama lah. So supply ni, some people buat supply, some people buat the demand. So yang demand ni, those people yang nama dia N kata, okay, N sampai Z tu buat D letak dalam demand. Yang siapa-siapa lain tu buat supply. Okay, dah.
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 Dapat berapa? Price. No,
40.
quantity.
40.
Okay.
40.
So Q equal to 40. So that is the equilibrium. So you can call it QE. And here, that is PE. All right. So what you do next is we have to describe that point. Okay, we have to describe the conclusion or the answer. So what we do is just describe it. So you say the equilibrium price or the market price is $250, and the equilibrium quantity is equal to 40. Is that 40 today? 40.
40.
40 dryers. Okay, so when you have the conclusion, you have to write the units. Okay, the unit of the variables. So here you got the dollars, 1 unit for the price, and here the units for the product, the dryers. So that is our conclusion. Just describe your answer. Okay, all right. So this is about market equilibrium. I already give you the questions. Okay, I give you already questions last class. So just practice those questions, and we use, okay, and as here we use Q function of P. because by the way we are given the information, it's the price function of Q. So we are done with chapter number 1. Okay, that's it. Chapter number 1, that is how much as we want to cover on the linear function. So the application that we look at, of course, there were a few, okay, a few applications of the linear functions, depreciation, it can be any problem, okay, as long as the functional relation is linear. So the example that we were discussing was depreciation. And I give you a few more questions. Those are based on linear function. And for the system, I have two applications, the break-even and the market equilibrium. So that will do it for chapter number 1, linear. We are done. So now we move on to the next topic. Now, next topic, like I said earlier, will be based on the linear function. And that would be on the inequalities and linear programming. Because linear programming is a problem that makes use of linear programming. The nama linear programming, tapi benda itu senang ya. Okay, of course, the difficult part there is, using computer program, but that is beyond our scope. We just look at the basic, okay, the basic problem of linear programming. So now let's look at inequalities. So inequalities, it's based on linear function, okay, or linear equation. So as you know, okay, inequalities, you have equal here. Okay, equal means equation, coming from equation. So you have equation, they're equal. Now, when you have the inequalities, what does it mean? So equation, that means equal. All right, you have, let's look at the general form. We have ax plus by equals c. So that is equation. Okay, ax plus by equals to c, and a, b, c are all constants, and x, y, as we know, are the variables. So we look at the general form, okay, for this topic. Now, this is equation. You have ax plus by equal to c. So we can say that the left-hand side, that means ax plus by equal to c, which is, we call it the right-hand side. So everything on the left, ax plus by, just call it left-hand side, equal to the right-hand side, which is the constant c. So this is equal. Now, when you have inequalities, so in that mean what? Apa makna in?
Tak sama.
Tak sama, okay? So in is not equal. So when you have the word in, that means not equal. So that they're not, okay? They are not. So inequalities means they are not equalities. Okay, they are non-equalities, not equalities. So when they are not equalities, that means for the equation, they are not equal. So if they are not equal, that means A, the left-hand side, is not equal to the right-hand side. That means AX plus BY is not equal to C. So what you have is AX plus BY not equal to C. So when you have the equal sign, you put the cross, that means not equal. So you have the right-hand side not equal to the left-hand side. So that is an inequality. Okay, so that is inequality. So you have AX plus BY not equal to C. Now, if they are not equal, then how do they relate? The left-hand side to the right-hand side. If your height, okay, suppose your height, let's look at you, okay, this is you, And this is your friend. You are looking at height. All right. Now, let's say your height is 5 feet 6 inches. If your height is not equal to your friend's height, okay, they're not equal. If they are equal, of course, your height is 5 feet 6 inches. Your friend is also 5 feet 6 inches, but it's not the same. So if your height is not the same as your friend's height, then how is the height related?
Either one is taller.
Either one is taller, so you can be taller than him. Okay, you can be taller than him, or what?
Shorter.
Or shorter than him.
Yes.
Okay. Itu dia. Boleh lagi benda lain? Tak ada lah. Kalau tak sama, either bigger or less than. So for inequalities, if it is not equal to, then it's either what? Either it's larger or
Smaller.
so for the inequalities, what we have is ax plus by bigger than c. Okay, so that one is bigger than. That means taller than, right? Or larger than. Or you got ax plus by smaller than c. All right. So this is what we call strict inequality. The strict inequality. Now there is another version, okay, another version of inequalities, which is more flexible, okay. That means we just call it inequality. Inequality here means less strict lah. We call it less strict. Apa term ni saya lupa lah, less strict. So with the less strict inequality, it also include the equal sign. So I don't think I should put it on the same inequality, nanti confusing. Okay, so that is the strict inequality. For the less strict inequality, you put in the equal sign as well. All right. So for the less strict inequality, where should I put it? I put here. So for the less strict inequality, I use another page lah senang. Okay, for the less strict inequality, let's say after that, for the less strict, okay, less strict, we include the negative, the equal sign. You got ax plus by bigger or equal to c, or we have ax plus by less or equal to c. So here you have bigger or equal, because it includes the equal sign. Similarly here, it's smaller or less than or equal. So it includes the equal sign. Okay, the strict inequality does not include equal sign. So here, less strict, okay, more flexible. That means it can be larger than or it can be equal to. Similarly, for the other one, it can be smaller than or it can be equal to. So it's more, a little bit more general. Okay, all right. So what we're going to do next is we want to see how does it look like, okay, inequalities. So we're going to do it graphically. Okay, we're going to look at the picture. Okay, so we're going to look at the graph. Just do it graphically. And then how to do it? We will start from the equation, because equation is the one that we know. Okay, you start from equation, and then from the equation we will determine the inequalities. Inequality. Okay, equation, inequality. So we start from the equation, then we get the inequality. Okay, all right. So as we know, all right, as we know, for the inequality, it's either bigger than or equal to or less than or equal. And then the equation, we already knew, it is ax plus by equal to c. All right, we already know that one. So we start with the one that we already know. And then we will relate to the one that we're going to determine. All right, so this is how we are going to determine the inequality. So let me do by an example. Okay, we do a few examples, you know. Okay, let's do by an example, or yeah, we do by an example. It's more, you know, more clear rather than you look at ABC, you know, you divide, you subtract. Actually, they are constants. So we do by an example. So let's say I have 3x plus 5y equal to 20. No, equal to 20. We're talking about inequality. Okay, bigger than or equal to 20. All right, so you got 3x plus 5y equal to 20. Now, how does this look like? Okay, so you start with the equation. So the equation, what is it? It's 3x plus 5y equal 20. So we draw the line. Okay, we sketch the graph, or we draw the line depending on our problem. If you want to draw the graph, that means we draw the graph. If we are not required to draw the graph, we just sketch the graph. So get the line. So number one, we just say, maybe we just sketch the graph, right? So what you do here to get the graph, you find the x-intercept. And then you find the y-intercept. Okay, do it quickly. I think you still remember x-intercept, y equal to 0. What is the value? Hello. Cari x-intercept. Y-intercept will be very easy. X-intercept, susah sikit. So what is the x-intercept? When y equal to 0, we got 3x equal to 20, x equal to 20 over 3. Berapa dapat?
6.67.
6.67. So that is our y-intercept, no, x-intercept, 6.670. Okay, y-intercept, x equal to 0. You got what? 5y equal 20, y equal to 4. So our point is 0, 4. So you have the 2 points. Okay, so we draw the graph. I think I draw the graph so that, because, you know, afterwards we're going to add more graph. So I draw a graph here. I put also the negative sign because maybe I add, you know, more equations afterwards. You may have negative points. So what scale can we use? At least, you know, we have to have a scale. I use scale of 5. Okay, so here I go 5, 10. Here is negative 5, negative 10. Here is 5, 10. Similarly here, negative 5, negative 10. Okay, that's correct. So what are the points? The intercepts are, okay, here we need to draw this quickly, correct? 6.670, that is the x-intercept. 6.670 will be somewhere here. And then the y-intercept is 0.4, somewhere there. So that is the equation. So you draw the equation, because the equation is what we know. Itu dia. So Equation tu berapa tadi? Equation tu siapa dah lupa lah. 3x plus 5y equal 20. So this is 3x plus 5y equal 20. So that is the equation. Now we don't want just equation, okay? You want what? I want something not equal to. I want something bigger than, okay? Something bigger than. So if you have the equation, so number one, you start with the equation, all right? You sketch the graph. And then number two, the inequality, okay, the inequality will be what? Will be the points. There are so many points. Will be the points not on the line, okay? Not on the equation, okay? Or not on the line. That means there will be the point that does not satisfy the equation, okay? So the points are the points x, y that don't satisfy the equation. Then simply put, all the points that is not on the line, okay? Now, if the points are not on the line, where are they? You have the line here. That's the border, okay? That's the beach. That's the, if you think about the ocean and the land, that is the, what do you call it? The border line, okay? The meeting point or the meeting line between the beach and the water. So that is the thing. That's the line. So the points not on the line, where are they?
Above the line.
It's either above the line, up there, or what?
Below the line.
Below the line. It's either in the water or on the land. You cannot be it cannot be anywhere else. All right. So the points are not on the line, and if we are talking about bigger or equal to, then, all right, then either it's above or it's below the line. Okay, either below or above. Okay, it cannot be more. It cannot be. A different location than the two, above or below, up or down. Okay, you can either use above or below. Sometimes people use up. Okay, or down. So now, number 3. How do you know? Okay, because you want what? You want bigger than. How do you know whether it's up or below? So what you do, okay, number 3, to determine that, you take a test point. Okay, take a test point, any point, okay, any point on the graph that is not on the line. Sebab line kita tahu, okay, test point ini must not be on the equation, okay. So take a test point. There are so many points, okay, millions of the points. So take a point. Okay, give me 1 point. What point? Anywhere, you know. The point can be above, the point can be below. It doesn't matter. Give me 1 point. We need only 1 point to test. That is
10.
we call test point. Apa?
10.
10. Okay, 1 point is 10. All right, good. Okay, other point.
8, 12.
8, 12. Somewhere here. Okay, lagi. A few more points. I need a few more points.
17, 2.
Takkanlah semua atas, bagilah bawah pula satu.
-5.
-5. -5. You'll be here. Okay. Any other points?
-11.
Tak payahlah. 5 11 bagi. Give me another point.
Okay lah, -9, -12.
-9, -12. Okay, -9, -12 is somewhere here. Somewhere there. Somewhere here. So. Okay, any other point?
Can we
Alright.
use origin, sir?
Apa dia?
Can we use origin 0, 0?
Any point, okay? So 1 point, another point is 0, 0. Okay, any other point? So in order for you to have the test point, okay, this is the guideline to get the test point. You take the smaller point. Okay, you don't do 110 and 1,300.5. So you take smaller values. So that is easier for you to determine, to test. All right. So if you look at all these points, 10, 10, tadi 1 point sini, 1 point sini, 1 point sini. Okay, which one is the easiest for you to compute? Cakaplah, yang mana satu?
Negative 5, negative 5.
Negative 5, negative 5, senang juga. Is there any other point easier than negative 5, negative 5?
0, 0.
0, 0. Okay, this one is the easiest because 0, 0, it is 0. Okay, so negative 5, negative 5, senang sikit sebab dia smaller. Or you can take 1 and 1. All right, 1 and 1, which is smaller. But the best point is what? 0, 0. So in order to show that, okay, in order to show that, what I want you to do, kita test different point dulu. Okay, test different point dulu. Okay, I want somebody to use negative 5, negative 5. Somebody use 10, 10. Tak payah 10, 10 lah. 10, 10 tak sebab sama. Negative 5, negative 5. Same number. Ni tadi point berapa tadi?
8, 12.
8, 12. So I want somebody use 8, 12. Some people use this point here. Okay, some people use 0, 0. Okay, buat semua. Nak tengok siapa yang paling cepat dapat. Okay, separuh buat yang normal ke A sampai apa buat ni. Yang nama atas tu buat N atas. Alright. Siapa yang nama dia Z tu, Y dengan Z tu kan. Buat 0, 0. Cepat. Kita tengok siapa yang paling cepat boleh buat. Okay, if you take test point A, 8, 12. All right. Now, what is the value that we get? That means you get 8. Okay, so if you got 8 and 12, that means what we get, okay? We've got 3 times 8 plus 5 times 12. Okay, equal to berapa tu? And then 84 84. Okay, now the point B, negative 5, negative 5. You will get 3 times negative 5 plus 3 times negative 5. That is equal to negative
40.
Negative 40.
negative 40 eh? Ya ke? 3 times 5,
Bukan
50.
negatif 45.
3
Kenapa
times 5.
Bukan ni 5 kan?
Plus
Yang
5.
Y kan?
Plus
Sini,
5.
sorry. Saya pun silap. Patutnya negative 5. Lalu tu plus 5. Okay, plus 5. So you get
40.
negative 40 kan? Okay, the other point, people with Y and Z, 0, 0. So what do we get? We get 3 times 0 plus 5 times 0. Senang cerita, 0. Tak payah calculate. Okay, so this is the best test point. All right, because the smallest value you get 0. Apply calculator. All right, regardless of the equation. So here, what you get will be 3 values: 84, 40, 0. Now, any point you take, that's okay. But my most preferred point is 0, 0, because we know you want to save time. So now we compare to the left-hand side. So you got the right-hand side, you got the left-hand side. Okay, the left-hand side is what? You have 3x plus 5y, okay, bigger than 20. So that is the value on the left, on the right-hand side. Okay, now you got for the point 812 is equal to 84. Now you have to compare this 84 to 20, okay, to the one to the value on the right-hand side. Now 84, is it bigger than 20 or is it less than 20?
Bigger.
Bigger than 20. Okay, so that point satisfies the inequality. That point satisfies the inequality. Now you look at the other point here, negative 40. Is negative 40 less than 20 or bigger than 20?
Less than.
Less than 20. So negative 40 is not bigger than 20. So you put across, that means not bigger. It is what? It is less than 20.
Less than.
Okay, so that point, okay, that point, which is negative 5, will not be on the inequality. Okay, now similarly 0. You got 0, and 0 is what? Equal to 0, and 0 is less than 20. Okay, which is not on the inequality. So you have one test point, which is 812, 84, bigger than 20. So that point satisfies the inequality. So that test point is satisfied. Okay, so this is our conclusion. All right, this is our conclusion. So the test point, if, okay, the test point, if the test point satisfies the inequality, okay, whatever it is either it's less or not inequality, then, okay, then all, okay, then all the points, okay, all the points on the same side, will satisfy. Now, do you understand what this say? If the test point satisfies the inequality, then all points on the same side as what? As that test point, no? So here I put as that point. On the same side as the test point, the same side from the line, okay, same side as the test point will satisfy. So as I said earlier, you know, the border is the equation. Okay, the border is the equation. So if the test point satisfy, that means all the points on the same side as that point will also satisfy. Okay, is that clear? Any question about that? Paham tak paham? Do you understand?
No, sir.
Okay. So if that point satisfy, then every point, all the points on the same side as this point will satisfy. So that means that point will satisfy. That point will satisfy. Every point will satisfy. So the inequality will consist of what? All these points on the same side as 812. So we give a shade region. We just shade because there are infinitely many points. Okay, it'll go up to the sky there, you know. So every point over there, up there, satisfies the inequality. So what you do, you just label. So this is 3x plus 5y bigger or equal to 20. All right, because it includes also the point on the line. Okay, so we need only one test point. If that point that we test satisfy, that means what? That means all the points on the same side will also satisfy. Okay, that's number one. Is that clear? Okay, that's number one. Okay, now number 2. Okay, number 2. So that's A. Okay, we are talking about the test point. Now, the second one, okay, if the test point, because now we can have a quite different scenario, okay? If the test point does not satisfy, then what? If the test point does not satisfy the inequality, then what? Then all the points, okay, all the points on the same side, as that test point
Will not.
satisfy. Okay, do you get that? If the test point does not satisfy the inequality, that means what? That then all the points on the same side as that point will not satisfy the inequality. Okay, so go back to the graph. Suppose you take the point -5, -5. All right, you got -40, and -40 is not bigger than 20. In fact, it is less than 20. So that point does not satisfy. So that means what? That means this point does not satisfy. Every point on the same side, okay, every point, I put a different color. Every point on the same side of as that point, different color, will not satisfy. So that point will not satisfy, that point will not satisfy. All the points does not satisfy. Okay? So thing is, if the test point satisfy, every point on the same side will satisfy. If the test point does not satisfy, then every point on that side will not satisfy. Okay? All right. So that is the possibility. Okay? Okay, now, the one that you got for A, straightforward lah. If that point satisfy, that means all the points will satisfy, we get the inequality. Okay, you got the inequality. But if you look at situation B, if the test point does not satisfy, that means you don't get the inequality yet. Okay, you don't get the inequality yet because that is the wrong side. Okay, if the test point does not satisfy, that means all the points on the same side will not satisfy. That means you don't have your solution yet. You don't get the inequality yet. So, how do you get the inequality? I go back to the graph. If our test point -5, if lah kita buat test point -5. Okay, some of you did that. That point does not satisfy. That means every point on the same side does not satisfy the inequality. So, where is the inequality? If it is not here, okay, if it is not here, then where?
Opposite side.
Opposite side lah. If it is not in the sea, it will be on the land because there is no other place. All right. So if this is the wrong side, that means what? That means the other side will satisfy. So our test is fairly, simple. If your test point does not satisfy the inequalities, you know all the points will not satisfy. That means that is not the inequality. So therefore, what? Therefore, all the points on the other side will satisfy. So you don't have to make another point. You don't have to test another point. All the points on the other side will satisfy. So we make the conclusion the other side would be the inequality. Okay, so our conclusion, the other side. Okay, the other side would be the what? Would be the inequality that you want. So you don't have to test one more point the other side. Okay. Okay. Is that clear? Anybody, any question on that one? So what the B is telling you is that if you take a test point, for example, in this problem here, you take -5, -5. Now that point does not satisfy. Okay. So if that point does not satisfy, all the points on the same side will not satisfy. So therefore, where is our inequality? The other side. All right. Senang, eh? So you don't have to test another point. You will just only need to test one point. Okay. Is that clear? So either you get that test point, which is A, you get the answer right away.
Yes.
Or if you test another point, which is like point B, then you can also make the same conclusion. All right. But you in an extended manner, a little bit extended. Okay. All right. So now come back to the point 0, 0. Okay. C 0, 0. Having said that, you understand already the situation. So like I said, this is the recommended point. Okay, I recommend it because 0 is smaller, smallest, you got 0. So again here, you don't have to worry whether, that 0, 0 satisfy or that 0, 0 does not satisfy. So it doesn't matter. So either that 0 satisfy or does not satisfy. It's not important. It's not, you don't have to worry, all right? So what you do, if that is satisfied, then you apply A. Apply A. Kita buat A ke B. You apply A. If that point satisfies, then A. If that 0, 0 does not satisfy, then you apply B. Okay? If that point 0, 0 does not satisfy, that means the other side will satisfy. So you still can use that point 0, 0. Okay? Regardless of whether you got your conclusion A or you got your conclusion as B, it doesn't matter. You still can use 0, 0. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
can I look at one example where 0, 0 does not satisfy?
Okay. So 0, 0 does not satisfy. We go back to this example. Okay. You go to this example. Okay. Now suppose, all right, this example. Suppose we use the point 0, 0. Okay. If I use the point 0, 0, what I get will be 0. And that is not bigger than 20. That is less than 20. So what? So does not satisfy. So that point 0, 0 does not satisfy. Okay. So by our concept, if that point 0, 0, which we got equal to 0 and less than 20 does not satisfy that inequality, so where is our inequality?
Below.
Okay, point 0, 0 does not satisfy. Okay, that means all the point
Above.
above lah. If that 0, 0 does not satisfy and that 0 is below, okay, that means what? That means all the points above will satisfy. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Do you understand? Okay, so that is an example where, the point 0, 0, just like point -5, -5. If you use -5, -5, which we already did, it does not satisfy. So our conclusion would be the other side will satisfy. Similarly, if I use 0, 0, all right, which is the smallest value, and that does not satisfy, that means what? That means the other side will satisfy. Okay, so you don't say the points below satisfy. The points below do not satisfy, because when 0, 0 does not satisfy, all the points at the same side will not satisfy. So therefore, the points on the other side will satisfy. Okay. Okay. All right. So I give you another example. Okay. So this time I want you to test only with 0, 0, and you apply the principles A, B, or C. Okay. A or B lah. Okay. I give you another example. So this is example number 2. All right. I have negative nx plus 12y equal to 60. Okay, I give you a simple number so that we can easily get the intercept. Okay, do it quickly. Get me the x-intercept. What is the x-intercept?
Negative 6.
Negative 6.
Okay, no, 6.
So you got negative 6, 0. Okay, work out lah. So I don't work it out because I don't have the time, because I want you to do it. Now the y-intercept
5.
5, 0. Betul? 5, 0, eh? So negative 6, 0, 0, 5. I'm sorry. So be careful, okay? 0, 5. So you have the 2 points. Okay, you have the 2 points, negative 6, 0. So I use the same graph so that, I don't draw negative 6, 0 sini. Okay, and then you got 0, 5 over here. Okay, all right. So tadi inequality dia, did I say bigger or less than? Tengok balik. Ini apa nama? Equal to. So I put less than. Okay, I put less than. All right, I put less than or equal to. So go back to the graph. Go back to the graph. I have the lines, the line already, the points. So that is the line. Okay. Berapa tadi line tadi? Negative apa tadi? Can you repeat for me? Negative?
6, 0. Negative 6, 0.
No, the equation. Negative 8x plus berapa?
Negative
Plus
12y.
Negative 10x kan? Plus 12y equals 60 kan? So that is the line. Now you want bigger than. Okay? You want bigger than. Or is it smaller than? Huh?
Bukan
Smaller
12y.
than. Smaller than. 12y. I'm sorry, 12y. So that is 12y. Make the change, right? I put apa tadi? I put different value. Sebab saya tak ingat. Okay, so you put the line, the correct one. Negative 10x plus 12y. All right, equal to 60. So that is the inequality. So here we want less than. All right, I have already the equation. So here negative 10 plus 12x. 12. All right. So take a test point. So what you do here, okay, you already have the inequality. Take a test point, 0, 0. All right. So what you get? I get negative 10 times 0 plus 12 times 0 equal to 0. Now, is 0 less than 60 or bigger than 60?
Smaller than 60.
Smaller than 60. So that point satisfied. Okay, so 0, 0 satisfied because it is less than 60. So 0, 0 satisfied. So what do we say? We go back to the graph. That point 0, 0 in fact satisfied. So where is our inequality? Up or below? Above or below?
Below.
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 If that point satisfies, that means every point on the same side will satisfy. So therefore, that is the inequality. All right. So this is the inequality: negative 10x plus 12y less or equal to 60. So what we have already done by using 0, 0, all right, it can be the point, or that point can satisfy the inequality. So we can conclude right away, or that point 0, 0 may not satisfy that inequality. We can also make the conclusion. Okay, like the first example, you use 0.00 does not satisfy. That means what? That means the other side will satisfy. So that 0.00 doesn't matter whether it satisfy or does not satisfy. We can still make the same conclusion. Okay, all right. So the thing is, by using this only one point, you don't have to test another point. So in case that 0, 0 does not satisfy, then you have to take another point, the other side, you test again. So you don't have to do that. All right. So we can make the same conclusion by just getting or using the same or the same single point, 0, 0. Okay. Any question? Anything? All right. Okay. So I give you 1 or 2 questions, all right, for the weekend for you to practice, because in the next week we are going to continue from there. So I give you a few questions to practice on that inequalities, just to draw it. So you go to the graph, okay? Go to the graph. No, go to graph. Go to the exercise 4.1. Okay, actually exercise 4.1 review the system. So now we don't have the system yet, all right? So I'll give you a few questions now. So let's do this. Okay, let's say you have negative 4x minus negative 2y bigger or equal to 100. Okay, that's number 1. So that is question number 1. Now question number 2, we do 6x minus 11y less or equal to 75. That is question number 2. Now question number 3, give you 3x plus 8y bigger or equal to 80. Okay, I think that question enough lah. So here I got negative, negative, here negative, here is negative, both positive. I think that will be sufficient. And of course, I give you plus the 2 examples. Okay, the 2 examples that I have earlier. We have a different combination already. One is downward sloping, the other line is upward sloping. So what you do for these 3 questions, I just want you to test with 0, 0. So take test point 0, 0, all right? Okay, then make your conclusion based on our discussion here. A, B, okay? A or B, and then you conclude. Okay, all right. Anything?
Sir, can you go back to the A and B page so I can take a screenshot of to
Tadi tak tulis ke?
Ha?
Tadi tak
tadi
tulis ke?
saya pergi tandas.
You have to write down, you have to write down. You cannot go to the toilet. Okay, don't go to the toilet. Tapi yalah, kalau ada emergency, tak apa. You can go to the toilet, no problem. Okay, that page. It's okay. After,
Okay, sir, thank you.
hopefully by Friday, I will put this recording. Okay, I get the recording ready by Friday. But for before that, just do the homework, all right? You can do this on Sunday, after you submit the homework, you do this. But if you can submit the homework earlier, don't submit the homework until Saturday, you know. You can do it by Friday or by tomorrow. Okay, so you submit earlier, then you can do this thing earlier. All right. So I give you the 3 questions. I hope you can write it down, and then because the recording probably will be available Friday, so you can write that down. It's not because in the 4.1 they give you apa nama tu system to inequalities. That one we will learn next week. Okay. Anything else? All right. If there is nothing, I will see you again. Now make sure do the homework. All right, all groups do the homework. I don't want to see people do not do the homework. I don't want some mistake that done by people earlier. Last semester I didn't really bother about you give me the homework or not. But this time I want every group to submit the homework. Okay, don't think that it is just 10%. I don't have to do it. The 10% is something that you need to do and get 10%. Okay, all right. So make sure you do the homework. I will see you again on Monday. Have a nice weekend. Okay, do the questions. I'll see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice
Thank you, sir.
weekend.
Thank you,
Nice
sir.
weekend. I hope I can. You too have a nice weekend.